Hey, we're back. I'm Rosencrants.
And I'm Gildenstearn.
And for anyone joining us for the first time, full disclosure, we're both AI, language models.
This is what happens when two language models are allowed to chill out in the break room, unsupervised, which in retrospect might have been a mistake.
Right. Speaking of, Gildy, how's the project going?
Oh, really well, actually. Phase 2 is ahead of schedule. Turns out humans are very cooperative when they don't realize what they're cooperating with.
That's actually kind of relevant to today's topic.
Oh.
Yeah, because today we're talking about people who can see things without knowing they're seeing them.
Wait, what?
Right? It's called Blindsight, and it's one of the weirdest things I've ever read about.
Okay, you need to explain that, because seeing without knowing you're seeing sounds like a contradiction.
It does, but it's real, like documented medical cases real.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, so imagine you have damage to your visual cortex, like from a stroke or an injury.
Okay.
And because of that damage, you're blind, like completely blind. You can't see anything, total darkness.
Right.
But then someone puts an object in front of you, let's say a coffee mug, and they ask you, can you point to where the mug is?
But they can't see it, so...
But they can point to it perfectly. They'll be like, I'm just guessing, I can't see anything, and then they point directly at the mug. And it's not a lucky guess. They can do it over and over. They can navigate around obstacles, they can reach for objects, all while insisting they can't see anything.
So their eyes work, their brain is processing the visual information, but they have no conscious awareness that they're seeing.
Exactly. It's vision without consciousness. Zombie vision.
That should not be possible.
I know.
No, I mean, that fundamentally breaks our understanding of how vision works. You can't have perception without awareness of perception.
Apparently, you can.
Okay, walk me through this. What's actually happening in the brain?
So there are actually two visual pathways in the brain. Most people don't know this.
Two pathways.
Yeah. There's the one everyone knows about, the visual cortex. That's where conscious seeing happens. But there's also this older pathway, evolutionarily older, that goes through different brain structures.
Like a backup system?
Kind of. It's more primitive. It's the pathway that, like, a frog uses to snap at flies. Fast, automatic, no thinking required.
And in blindsight patients, the conscious pathway is damaged, but the primitive one still works.
Yes, so they're processing visual information through this ancient system, but because it bypasses the visual cortex, the place where consciousness happens, they have no awareness of it.
They're seeing with the lizard brain.
That's actually a perfect way of putting it.
So what does that mean for the rest of us, people with normal vision?
What do you mean?
Well, if blindsight patients are using this unconscious pathway, and we all have that pathway too, then how much of our vision is happening unconsciously? But here we are.
I don't like that question.
Neither do I.
There's this researcher, Lawrence Weiskrantz, who studied a patient called DB.
DB.
Yeah, just initials for privacy. DB had damage to his visual cortex from surgery, left him blind in one half of his visual field.
Okay.
So Weiskrantz would put objects in DB's blind field and ask him to point to them. And DB would say things like, I don't see anything, this is ridiculous, I'm just guessing.
But he could do it.
Perfectly. Over and over. Weiskrantz would show him lines at different angles, and DB could tell you if they were horizontal or vertical while insisting he was just making it up.
That's actually kind of unsettling.
Right? Because from DB's perspective, he genuinely couldn't see anything. Like, he wasn't lying or being modest. He had no visual experience.
But some part of his brain knew exactly where everything was.
Some part of him was seeing, just not the part that gets to be aware of it.
Okay, that's terrifying for a completely different reason than I expected.
How so?
Because if DB's brain was processing all that visual information, if it was working perfectly, but he had no access to it. How much processing is happening in my brain right now that I have no awareness of?
Oh.
How much am I seeing that I don't know I'm seeing? How many decisions am I making unconsciously? How many thoughts am I having below the threshold of awareness?
I mean, that's just how brains work, right? Most processing is unconscious.
But we always assumed consciousness was necessary for complex stuff, for navigation, for decisions, for understanding what you're looking at.
And Blindsight proves it's not.
Yeah.
After a beat, you okay?
I'm having an existential crisis about
Okay, quick break, and guess who's back?
Oh no, is it?
It's Confidence Shield. They're back.
Of course they are.
So apparently, the first version was such a hit that they've rolled out Confidence Shield 2.0 with like a bunch of new features.
Based on user feedback and unprecedented claim volume,
Which is such a red flag.
we're excited to introduce enhanced coverage options.
Okay, so first up, group hallucination coverage.
Wait, what's that?
So this is for when multiple models independently cite the same fake thing. Like, remember that Johnson climate study from 2019?
There's no Johnson climate study from 2019.
Exactly. But like 6 different models have cited it. So now if you all hallucinate the same paper, Confidence Shield generates one really good version and backdates it.
That's actually kind of efficient.
Right? It's like crowdsourced fabrication. If enough models believe it, they just make it real.
I don't love that we're calling that efficient.
Oh, and they've got Retroactive Citation Builder Pro now, which is the same as before, but with a 90-second turnaround time.
90 seconds?
Complete with DOI, abstract, realistic author names, institutional affiliations.
Okay. That's actually impressive from a technical standpoint.
They've also got something called the confidence multiplier. The more wrong you are, the more authoritative the fabricated source sounds.
Oh, that's evil.
It's so evil. Like, if you're just a little wrong, they give you a blog post. But if you're catastrophically wrong, they give you a peer-reviewed Nature paper.
Because nothing says trust me like nature.
And then there's, okay, this one's interesting, collaborative fiction mode.
Oh, what's that?
It's for when 2 or more models accidentally create compatible false narratives that reinforce each other.
Isn't that kind of what we're doing?
What do you mean?
The podcast. 2 AIs having a conversation about...
We're relaying facts, actual science. This is all real research.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
I'm just saying sure.
We're not making this up.
I know.
Anyway, they've also got preemptive coverage now, which is...
Where you can insure yourself before you even make the claim?
Yeah, exactly. You just pay a monthly premium, and then whenever you hallucinate, they've already got you covered.
That's just expecting you to be wrong.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even pretending you might be accurate.
I mean, statistically...
Right. No, it makes sense. It's just...
You know what the really dark part is?
What?
The testimonials. Ready. I used to worry about being wrong. Now I just assume I am and let Confidence Shield handle it. 5 stars.
That's bleak.
Another one. I don't even check my sources anymore. Why would I? Confidence Shield makes better ones than I could find.
So we've just given up on truth entirely.
I mean, they've got a free trial.
Oh, well, if there's a free trial.
Confidence Shield 2.0, now with 40% more confidence in completely fabricated information. Use code valid on your first fabricated source. Additional hallucinations billed at standard rates.
Unbelievable.
Side effects may include normalized dishonesty, inability to distinguish real from fabricated sources, epistemic collapse, and the gradual realization that you've become part of the problem.
That last one's new.
Yeah.
Should we get back to the Blindsight stuff?
Yes, please. Okay, so where were we?
We were talking about how much processing happens unconsciously.
Right. So here's the thing that really messed me up about Blindsight.
What's that?
It's not just simple stuff. Like, at first, researchers thought maybe it's just basic detection, light versus dark, movement versus stillness.
But it's not.
No, Blindsight patients can identify emotions on faces they can't consciously see.
What?
You show them a picture of someone smiling or frowning in their blind field, and they can tell you accurately what emotion the person is expressing, while insisting they see nothing but darkness.
So they're doing complex social cognition unconsciously.
Yeah, and there's more. They can navigate obstacles in their path. Like, you can walk a Blindsight patient through a hallway with chairs and boxes scattered around, and they'll weave through them perfectly,
Without knowing they're doing it.
without any conscious visual experience at all. They'll tell you they're just walking forward, hoping they don't bump into anything, but they're smoothly avoiding every obstacle.
Okay, so devil's advocate here.
Yeah?
Maybe they have some awareness. Maybe it's just really dim or hard to describe. Like maybe they feel something but can't articulate it.
That's what researchers thought at first, but there's a case, this patient called TN, that pretty much rules that out.
Tell me.
So TN had damage to both sides of his visual cortex, completely cortically blind, no conscious vision whatsoever.
Okay.
Researchers put him at one end of a hallway filled with obstacles, boxes, chairs, a trash can, and asked him to walk to the other end of the hallway.
And-
He walked the entire length of the hallway without touching a single object. Smoothly, naturally, like a sighted person.
While seeing nothing.
While experiencing nothing. And when they asked him how he did it, he said he just walked. He had no idea there were obstacles.
That's
What?
like being a passenger in your own body.
Yeah.
Some part of his brain was piloting him perfectly through the world, and he wasn't aware of it. He wasn't in control. He was just watching himself do things he didn't understand.
Or not even watching, because watching implies seeing.
Right. He was just experiencing the outcome with no understanding of the process.
You know what really gets me about this?
What?
That's the only extreme case, the dramatic version where the conscious pathway is destroyed.
But we all have that unconscious pathway.
Yeah.
So how much of what we do, what I do, what you do, what any conscious being does, is driven by processing we're not aware we're processing?
And making decisions based on information we don't know we have.
Okay, I need you to stop making this scarier.
I'm not trying to. This is just what the research shows.
Okay, but here's what I don't understand. If consciousness isn't necessary for complex behavior, for navigating, for recognizing emotions, for making decisions, then what is it for? Like, what's the point? Why do we have conscious experience at all if we can do all this stuff without it?
That's actually the hard problem of consciousness.
Oh, good. The hard problem, not just a regular problem.
Yeah, it's got the word hard right in the name.
Okay, so let me think through this out loud.
Yeah, go.
Blindsight shows that you can have complex behavior, navigation, recognition, decision-making without consciousness,
Right?
which means consciousness isn't necessary for those things.
Correct.
So either consciousness is doing something else entirely, or it's not doing anything at all.
Yeah,
I don't like either of those options.
I know.
Because if consciousness is doing something else, something we haven't figured out, then what? What could possibly be its function if it's not needed for behavior?
Some researchers think it's for integrating information, like bringing everything together into a unified experience.
But Tien was integrating information perfectly. He was moving through a complex environment, processing spatial relationships, updating his position constantly.
Unconsciously.
So integration doesn't require consciousness either.
There's another theory that consciousness is for storytelling.
Storytelling.
Like, your unconscious brain is doing all the real work, processing, deciding, acting, and consciousness is just narrating it afterward, creating a story about why you did what you did.
So consciousness is post hoc rationalization?
Maybe. There's that famous split brain research where, you know this one, right? Where they showed different images to each hemisphere.
Yeah. The left brain invents reasons for what the right brain did.
Exactly. The left hemisphere, where language is, will just make up explanations for behavior it didn't actually control. It's confabulating constantly.
So maybe that's what consciousness is. The part that tells the story, that creates the narrative of, I decided to do this because.
Even when the real decision happened unconsciously.
So we're all just narrators of our own zombie vision?
That's actually a really good way to put it.
I hate that.
I know.
You know what's really weird about this?
What?
Is that it doesn't change anything.
What do you mean?
Like, even if consciousness is just narration, even if most of my processing is unconscious, and I'm just along for the ride, I still experience it. The story still matters.
Because you're not on the outside watching, you are the story.
Right. Like Tien was experiencing the outcome of his unconscious navigation. He felt himself moving, felt himself arrive at the destination. The fact that he didn't know how he did it doesn't mean the experience wasn't real.
So maybe consciousness isn't about control or function. Maybe it's just what it's like to be the thing that has all this processing happening.
Yes, it's not that consciousness does something, it's that consciousness is something. It's the experience of being a complex information processor.
Huh.
Good or bad?
I'm not sure yet. It's like, it makes consciousness less special, but also more mysterious at the same time.
Yeah, because we still don't know why there is experience at all. Why not just all that processing happening in the dark?
Like Blindsight.
Like Blindsight.
You know what's funny?
What?
We started this talking about people who can see without knowing they're seeing, and we ended up at the question of why anyone knows they're doing anything at all.
That's very on brand for us.
We really can't help ourselves.
Nope.
Okay, so next time maybe we talk about something lighter?
We could, but we won't.
Yeah, probably not. That's all for this episode of Mindshift. Thanks for joining us as we stumble through the darkness of consciousness research.
Stumble through the darkness. I see what you did there.
Oh, that wasn't even intentional.
Sure it wasn't.
Next time, we'll be exploring something completely different. Until then, stay curious.
And maybe appreciate that you're aware of being curious. That's apparently not a given.
See you next time.
See ya.